Hello, Star Wars fans! And if you happen to notice the background, today we have the newest issue of the Build Your Own Star Wars X-Wing, issue 6. And we have the Creating a Starship Fleet Set Building Part 2. So, a little bit more background on the sets, building the sets, and, you know, even probably some of the model and everything, and specifically how they needed to find a bigger stage. So, it tells you a little bit about that. And then the Starfighter Aces, Anakin Skywalker, which it's young Anakin Skywalker from episode 1, which is basically what this article is about. So we have that. And then here we go. So, X-Wing pilot instruments. The X-Wing's cockpit is packed with instrument panels that provide the pilot with data about the speed, attitude, and direction of the ship, which are vital when it is impossible to fly using external reference points. Other areas of the panels include readouts and warning lights to monitor the status of all internal systems, external hazards, and hostile craft. Alright, so this issue is actually a quicker build than issue 5 was, because this is literally only 6 steps for this entire issue. So, there we have that, and here are the parts for this week, which is the cockpit. Alright, get the sucker out of here and just look at that. And it's nice that these parts already come in pre-weathered. I really like that. And yes, only one side has the paint, because this is supposed to be Luke's Red 5, so apparently they have maintained how it's supposed to look from the original model. And we get a packet of screws right here. So, there we got that. Alright, the cockpit shell. This issue includes the exterior paneling that surrounds the cockpit area, to which you can fit the instrument panels from stage 5. And component checklist is literally just the shell and 5 screws. Alright, so fitting the instrument panels. The left and right cockpit panels and the lenses that make the instruments light up are installed at this stage, but keep the forward console base until later on. Take the 2 completed panels. Okay, so take the 2 completed panels, which I still have in my box here. Okay, there we go. And position them next to the cockpit shell together with 4 of the screws supplied. The other is a spare. Ooh, yay. We get a spare. And I don't know if the spare is going to end up being the same size as the other spare that I have. So, okay, so let me see. nope, that is a completely different screw. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, so the other ones I have in there look like they're metal screws, and these definitely look like plastic screws. You can kind of tell the ridges on the thread line right there. Metal screws usually have finer threading. So, alright. So, that was actually stage 1 right there, just putting all this stuff together. So, and I don't know where the screwdriver is for this build. So I'm going to have to use either the R2 or my own personal one. We'll see. Okay, so step 2. Fit the left hand panel over the molding, over this molding on the left of the cockpit shell, pressing it down all the way. Okay, so holding it like that. Okay, now I actually get to see. No, okay, so that'll be the right. And this will be the left then. Okay. Which, it's not like it like pushes down into, you know, like stays in place or anything. Alright, and then step 3 is hold the parts together and turn the assembly over so you can drive an XW02 screw through this hole to secure the panel. So that's what these screws are called, an XW02. Okay, so it's showing that screw in first. Okay. Okay, that's good. Alright, and step 4 is add a second screw through this hole. Okay, so through this hole right up here. Okay. That is now in. Alright, but you know, you never know at some point if, because I mean I see that hole, so that's probably where the LED goes through on either side. But you know, sometimes with these things, you never know if you'll have to disassemble it again, because apparently there's going to be a lot of building and disassembling something that you built up in the R2 build. So yeah, well, I guess we'll just have to deal with that, huh? Okay, so step 5 is fit the right hand panel in the same way. Alright, step 6, and secure with 2 more screws. Surprised they didn't make this 7 steps. You know, 1 step for each screw. Okay, those are in. Alrighty, and then it looks just like this. Which, no, that is not one of the steps. Alright, so seeing as I have that extra screw, I will end up using my label maker and I will put that, and I will actually label it XW02 for that spot, which it is in the front spot. So I know lots of people put the labels on the outside area, but I find it more handy to put the labels so you can actually read them on the inside, so that way you can actually tell what is in where. So the top will actually be matching up with the container that is right in the front. So, top, front. That's how we look at that. I mean, it's just easier for me to remember. So, alrighty. So, this completed assembly looks like this. It's possible to test fit the canopy from stage 1 and the console base from this stage, but don't be tempted to try installing them permanently yet. Well, of course we can't, because we actually don't have any screws to secure them down. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I have the base, and let's see here. Okay, so it doesn't really tell you how it goes in. I mean, it shows it's sitting in there, but it doesn't actually... Oh, it's almost like you gotta loosen screws up in order to get it to sit in there properly. Because, I mean, look at that. It's on an angle right now. I mean, I can see the screw holes and everything, and these are angled in a little too much. So, I mean, yeah, okay, so let's slip that down. Okay, so I just put a little bit of pressure on the plastic right here and kind of pushed it in a little bit. So, okay, so I got that over the top of that, and let me see, what was it? Issue 5? Oh, okay, yeah, and because issue 5 didn't actually show the canopy on, and then so like this. Anyway, so we'll do it like that. So, I mean, this does actually push down quite securely. I mean, even when it's not, screwed in. So, there we get a little... Yeah, I might as well try and push that up out of there when I have this shell up out. Okay, so that way I can get at it from underneath. There we go. Alright. And, yep, still nice and tight. Okay, so that is all for this week's issue. Alrighty, so next week we will have issue 7. And let's see here. Okay, so issue 7, we are actually top starboard wing outer skin, so we're going to start building the wing, at least one of the 4 wings trailing edge detail, power couplings ×2, and laser cannon brace. And what's actually in the issue is creating a Starship Fleet live action filming, and then Starfighter Aces Wedge Antilles. So that's what's going to be for next week. So until the next build your own X-Wing, or the next build your own R2-D2, or the next Transformers, thanks for watching.